So this is the first video. I've never made one actually before the ASL challenge, but this is my first actual makeup tutorial. So for this first one, I'm going to be doing the dark vampire, the typical vampire. So first, what we start off with is Naked Skin by Urban Decay, the concealer. After you moisturize and wash your face with this. This is a fresh face. So let's get started. I just like to actually spread it all around. There's no actual pattern to doing so. It's all in how you blend it into your skin. So just do whatever. My hair might get weird. Also, enjoying not really having eyebrows. I didn't shave them, they're just really blonde there. So, after that, what I like to do is take like a sponge. You could take any kind, but I like this one with very deep pores in it because it helps blend better. And you just circular motions or however you want to do it, but I prefer using circular motions. And just blending it in so far. And also I'm using a mirror on this side, sorry, because there's a lot of contrast on the computer, so. So after you've done that, it's just a basic way. What you want to do, or what I like to do first off, is like anyone else, put on just regular cover-up. And I have this True Match in porcelain from L'Oreal, and it's actually one of the only foundation colors that match my skin tone. So just like again, just dab it all around. And you don't need that much. And with this, firstly, what I like to do is I like to take this foundation brush and then blend it in that way, and then soften it with the sponge. And I like to also, get to the hairline when you're blending in your makeup because it looks a lot more natural, and I feel like that should just be a given. So now you're just going to pat around in case there's any sort of streaking or unevenness. And the way I like to finish it off is with, surprisingly, just regular baby powder, because any other powder that I've used is too dark for my skin. And baby powder kind of does seal it in, though you have to be careful because it can clog your pores very easily. So I would use it only if you're going out, on the town or something, and you need to have your makeup not melt off, essentially. But if you're at home, I don't really suggest putting baby powder unless you're new. So just getting a little bit into the neck. And so after that, what I like to do obviously is my eyebrows first, because that kind of sets up the face and it kind of frames it before you initially start putting makeup. So what I typically do, I don't particularly like to use like pencil. Instead, what I use personally is eyeshadow, because I actually have hair there. You just can't see it, so that just makes the hair visible. And I like to use this right here, this dark brown. It's kind of almost a chocolate color, which I know doesn't really match my hair, but anything does at this point. So I just typically, I'll start from my nose on this side. You follow the brush straight up, and then I like to do a little bit of curve, but I like to keep it thicker, unlike most vampire looks, because thicker defines the face more than thinner eyebrows, but that's just my personal interpretation. So, again, I'm using this mirror on the side, sorry. You see how I start off with this basic outline? I don't know if you can see it very well, but I just slowly build up on it, so sometimes it takes time, but it really makes all the difference when you take your time. Don't try and rush it. You see how it's coming more to life? I don't know if you can see it very well, but here I'm going to make it a slightly more pointed down here, so it goes a little bit straight and then down. That's just how I do them. You can do them however you like, or you can try my way, whatever suits you best. So here's the first brow. Like I said, it's thicker because I feel like it defines the face more, which for me personally it really does. You can see from this to this over here, there's a difference. It's very definitive, but it's not too big as well. It's just defining the head. And the second one, my brow, typically does not come out like the first one, which you can assume, but sometimes I do try. I really do try to make them look even. But there is that saying that eyebrows are sisters, not twins. But I'm pretty sure that to be twins, you have to be sisters or brothers. So that rule kind of doesn't really apply to me. Just gonna do this little brow. And if you mess up, I mean, just keep going. Fix it later when you do touch-ups, because there's no time for that, honestly. And nothing is perfect, ever. As much as I'd like it to be, and as much as I love perfection, nothing is perfect, so you just gotta, work with what you have. Also, to do this look, it's fairly simple and fairly easy, because I'm broke. This isn't expensive makeup, this is all makeup from like Walgreens and even the Dollar Tree, like everything is $1, and I just make it my own. I work with what I have, and I make the best of it. So as you can see, they're fairly good. So after that, what I personally like to do before anything else is actually contour and then do my eyes, because again, I'm all about face definition first. So I have here, this used to be a Victoria's Secret palette thing, but it kind of broke, so I have this, and these are all really gross and old that I don't use. You can tell what I use the most over here and over here. And these are the blushes and the contours that I'll be using. I'll be using this one mainly, and this one to highlight a bit, and this one for defining the jawline and whatnot. And for that, I like to use this nice angled brush because it just makes everything easier. But I do like to take this fluffy brush, this really soft fluffy brush, and I like to soften it. So just take this, and wherever your ear goes down at this curve here, where you follow your cheekbone, kind of like a crescent, just follow that. But it doesn't have to be too dramatic, because a lot of vampires don't actually, look like they're starved all the time. Or at least in my opinion. They just have very nice facial structures. It's kind of a Gina thing, I like to think, rather than, oh, I haven't eaten in 1,000 years, let me look like I'm starved, because that's appropriate. So, take this darker color now. And don't use too much, just what? You want a little bit of the darker? Color it in a bit more. And then I like to take this stuff and just blend it in a little bit more. But I also don't want too much definition for this dark look, surprisingly. Alright, and then after that comes the eyeshadow. I like to do brow defining first, and then applying eyeshadow next. So what I do is I take a white eyeliner and I just draw a line beneath the brow on each side, like that. And then what I do is I actually take the end of one of these, the smudger piece, to a regular eyeliner, and I just like to blend it as close to the brow as possible. It highlights it and adds definition, and it just looks better around. Yeah. Just add that there. And then after that, what I like to do is take a brush like this. It's just kind of an angled fluffy brush. And then I like to cover my lid in completely white or cream color. It's not really surprising, so I'm just going to be using a mix of this one because it's really sparkly tinted. And I'd like to dominate a bit with this kind of cream yellow color at the top corner. As you can see, I use them a lot. So I just mix that and I just cover each lid. As dead as you want them to look, this is a nice base for pigmentation and for highlighting. So it kind of sets it all up. And then after that, what I like to do is take a much smaller brush, but still a sort of fluffy brush, like this, and then sweep across my lid kind of a gold tone color to bring out the eyes. So again, we're going to be using this one. So just sweep that across there, and it doesn't have to be all super perfect or anything, because we will be pretty much going over it anyways. Just add that through. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's there. It's not supposed to be super popping out. It's just supposed to bring out your eyes, whether you have hazel, blue, brown eyes. Gold brings out any eye color. So once you're done with that, I like to take an even smaller brush, but still fluffy, much like this one. And I'm gonna go into my creases about halfway and come out and down and kind of just follow the crease eye shape like that. So with that, what color I like to use best to start off with is this Milano purple. It's actually kind of a wine burgundy color, and it's really pretty. It's highly pigmented, but it blends really well. So, like I said, just slowly bring it halfway like that. It doesn't have to be neat at all. And then just bring it down like this. And what I like to do as well is cover part of the lid because it makes blending a lot better for me. So just, you can be light or heavy on this application, it's up to you. I like to find a medium where it's dark but it's not too much, but it really, it makes a difference. So once you do that basic thing, what I like to do is get a big fluffy brush, a blender brush, like this one, and just kind of blend it out, and we'll go over it again for more definition. This kind of gives it the actual shape. So just lightly blend out, and you don't want to blend out too much, but blend out enough so it's softer looking, so it gives you this kind of look rather than this one. Alright, and then after, I'm going to go in there again with the paper to define it. We're going to be bringing it out a little bit more as well. Just messing with it because take your fluffy brush again, and even lighter than before, just sort of blend it out towards your upper brow bone. Just pull it up. Alright, and then after that, I like to go in with kind of a red tone to mix them together, so it makes sort of a burgundy, but it also keeps the individual purple and red elements. So we're going to be using this kind of rusty red color from the Victoria's Secret palette, and you're just going to kind of, follow your crease and make it harsh. So you see how it kind of adds a little bit more definition, even though my camera doesn't pick it up as well as you would see it. So I'll post pictures so you can see it a lot better. Alright, so there's the two sides. They're not perfectly even. I'm not perfect, so that won't happen here. And what I like to do next is highlight the inner corner so it brightens the look, even though it's a darker look. And I have NYX Chrome eyeshadow. I don't know where it came from, I just had it, but it's very highly pigmented and good for this look, and it's not a white, but it's a highlighter. And I'll just take one of these small fluffy brushes yet again, and going in for detail. So it looks really bright and highly pigmented, but we're just gonna apply it like this and then blend. And I like to get the little corners of the eyes too. So there's that. And then take your fluffy brush and just lightly sweep across, so you get this really nice effect, while still keeping the gold and whatnot. So after you have that, I like to put powder at the bottom, but I like using a reddish orange color, but not using too much. This one right here. And I actually like to take a sort of fluffy brush, but not too big of a fluffy brush for this. So the one I'll probably be using is this one, and then just sweeping it under like that. So kind of like that. You just sweep under. You don't have to get the water line for it to look good or anything. It still adds kind of like that vampire baggage look. And what I like to do is I like to bring up the tip of it. Enjoy my funny faces. Alright, and then I'm going to blend it out even further and bring it down by just taking a fluffy brush and just lightly sweeping under and pulling out. And then after that, I like to finally apply the eyeliner. Now there's different ways you could go about this, and I like, for the heavier look, of course, doing heavier eyeliner. And I just have this Wet n Wild Mega Liner. It's waterproof, and I actually have it in a dark brown rather than black because I prefer that. So, just, what I like to do is I like to start where the crease is and bring it in at a point. I'll show you. So here's the basis of it. Like I said, you start from the crease and pull in, and then you just kind of build up from there, whatever look you want. I like to keep it pretty thin on the actual lid, and then bringing it up gradually. It highlights my eye better, but that's just me. Okay, so here's one, and it looks kind of funny as well because my eyelashes are really blonde, so it gets in the way of the look itself. So once I curl my lashes, you'll see it'll look a bit different. So the way I curl my lashes isn't very normal. I like to use this foam part for the brow brush because I don't actually have an eyelash curler right now. But I'm just using this volumizing mascara from Beauty Benefits, which is just $1 brand. And I start with a few coats. Just blend that on, and then when I have a few coats like that, you can already see that the eyeliner look itself changes. And then after that, I'll take this comb, and not only does it like volumize my lashes, but it also declumps any mascara I might have. So just do that a few times, and I'd like to add another coat. And you can see how it volumizes and deplumps, so your eyelashes look better. And you can use regular mascara, not volumizing mascara, or fake eyelashes if you want. Either way it works, it's however you want to do it. Now, after that, I like to do my bottom lashes too, and to define them, it gives it kind of a good spider leg creepy look. I just really like that kind of aesthetic, I guess. So you can see it looks a lot better with mascara on the lower lash line. And now to do the other eye. So it's not exactly like the other one, because as much of a perfectionist as I am, I'm not perfect. But if you could get them as close to each other as possible, I mean, go for it. And again, it looks funny because of my blonde eyelashes, but the moment I put on mascara, it'll look a lot better. So. And then the water lashes again, of course. And then after that, I like to go in and do the touch-ups. And me personally, I have this red matter white cream, and I like to highlight these 3 places, and then I like to darken around it a bit, because I really like to define things. So what I'm going to do is literally just take a fingerful and just dab here and here, and here and here. And then I'll take my sponge again, and I will just blend it out. And then what I'll do is I'll define again, but with a much smaller brush, much like this one right here, so I could really detail define. And I'll be adding a little bit of blush too, so you just bring it in like that. Not much definition, but definitely enough. And then taking a light fluffy brush and just lightly blending it. And then going to the blush, I'm using this darker blush, but I'm going to kind of, blend it out so it's not so heavy, but it still has that nice color. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna put a line actually above the contour. You'll see why. So it looks really funny right now. It's really dumb. But when I take it, and I blend it, it also kind of blends into the contour, and it looks a lot better than, with blush alone. So I like to use kind of sweeping up motions and then lower down here swirl motions for when I'm blending. And then if you have too much pigment, like I put a little bit too much in one area, then just kind of blend that out with your finger. So once we have that, I like to do the nose a little bit, but not much, because a lot of vampires are different ethnicity. I don't think that every one of them has the same nose, but I like to define it. So I'll just take this down like that, and then just blend it again. And sometimes you can bring it up into the socket a little bit. It doesn't matter what you want to do. Alright, and then I'm just going to make sure it's a lot softer, but still defined. And now comes the lip part. This is one of my favorite things, using, again, the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I'm not going to fully conceal my lips. I typically do a lot of my top lip and a little bit of my bottom lip, and you'll see why. So I just follow the edge here, and then I do 4 dots at the top here, if you can see that. And I take, yet again, my sponge, and I just dab it out like that. And then I like to do 2 things. I first like using this Easy Liner for Lips by Joanna. I got this at Walmart. It's just a typical lip liner, and I like to lightly follow the inside of my lips, and by that I mean just lightly tracing this part on the very inside. Like that. It looks kind of done, but once we add the Color Sensational Lip Stain, it will look a lot better, and you just kind of take it and you go like that and blend it out while adding the lip stain. Now I like to bring the lip stain down a little bit. Do that. And just dab it in. And then typically I follow by a lip gloss, but I don't have one. So this is just your basic kind of dark look. I also didn't want to do it too dark, to be honest. I mean, I could, but I think this is well and dark enough, and it's kind of nice. And do it closer. It's good. Bye, guys.